Antioxidants? Foods that are antioxidants, especially vegetables. But for example, broccoli and resveratrol, or grapes, I mentioned them because they are good antioxidants for women, since I previously talked about premenstrual syndrome. Forgive me, men, but well, resveratrol has also been studied a lot in prostate issues because they act on estrogen receptors and are also very good for this. Indole-3-carbinol, for example, helps prevent estrogen-dependent cancer. So eating broccoli is great because of the amount of antioxidants it has. And resveratrol, which is also found in wine, is very antioxidant as well. Other antioxidants that you all need to incorporate into your diet are turmeric and ginger. Nowadays, we can find them in all fruit shops. They are two roots that are very anti-inflammatory. For example, there are very interesting studies on athletes with turmeric, which at high doses achieves an anti-inflammatory effect. They don't have to take as many anti-inflammatories for all muscle and joint pains. You give them turmeric, in this case in high-dose pills, and you manage to reduce inflammation. It's wonderful, right? Because you are really avoiding the side effects of anti-inflammatories, which are particularly bad for the stomach and digestive system. And ginger too. Ginger is also an anti-inflammatory root. How to incorporate them? Well, I recommend that you have the root at home and you don't even need to put it in the fridge. It lasts a long time in any drawer. You can cut pieces and add it to a vegetable cream. You can add it to a sauté. You can add it to a salad because you can eat it raw. For example, when we have a sore throat, you chew a bit of ginger, which I warn you is spicy. Since I talk all day, I sometimes do it. And it quickly reduces inflammation. Quickly. You put the piece of ginger in your mouth and it really reduces inflammation a lot. It has a lot of substances that are anti-inflammatory and you need to incorporate them into your diet. Today I will give you some ideas. In the course we will talk a lot about this because we are going to have a cooking course, and of course we will work with all these ingredients. And when I talk about eating to nourish, it seems very obvious to nourish oneself, but when we go shopping, we are not really looking at what we are buying and whether what the product contains truly nourishes me, or if it is providing me with chemicals that I am not interested in, which is work for the body, as I say, because that has to come out one way or another. The body is not going to keep it unless it is mercury, which stays and even generates inflammation if we are not supporting our body's detoxification systems, okay? So we need to go buy fresh natural products and avoid as much as possible, without going crazy, everything that are additives that we don't need. I could also bring many studies on how they affect us, but that wasn't my idea today. I simply want to tell you that there are many chemical products, as I have shown you here. There are 70,000 different chemical products in the market, and 1,500 new ones are generated each year. The industry and chemicals are outrageous. It is said that the global additives business is valued at $25 billion. There are many interests surrounding all of this. Unfortunately, that is the case, and sometimes they do not protect us as much as we believe. So, what we simply have to do is look at labels, try to consume fresh products if it is that simple, right? Apparently very simple, and whenever we can, organic. I have to convey this message because it is true. We need to start consuming more organic products, and little by little, we hope that prices improve so that we can all consume it. But as of today, it is less accessible, but the more we consume it, the better. In the end, we need to move towards much more sustainable consumption. This morning, I mention it as an anecdote. I was with a journalist because they have introduced insects for eating at Carrefour, which I had to try. It almost made me feel uneasy, because I had to try it with the journalist, and in the end, well, it is true that for us, it was something that made me feel uneasy when trying it. But, well, they are very nutritious foods. In terms of sustainability and ecology, they are very good because they do not produce as much CO2 for the greenhouse effect, nor do they require as much water, and they are rich in proteins, omega-3, in everything we are talking about, and they are very, very nutritious foods. The thing is that the cultural shock is very significant and it will cost us a lot. But at Carrefour, you already have them there at the stand, and they even display it prominently that they are edible insects. Well, that's an anecdote, but in the end, they are implementing strategies for us to try to eat in a more sustainable way. And eating organic is one way to do it. Well, and detox? Now there is a lot of talk about detox diets. about doing cleanses and so on. It is a trend, but it is really not a trend. How we live where we live and the environment is polluted. And as I said, we shouldn't go crazy, okay? Or eat organic as much as we can, but I will breathe the air I breathe. Yes, I have to do everything possible to help my detoxification systems as we eliminate toxins through the liver. The liver transforms them into substances to be eliminated through the intestine, of course, through the skin, through the kidneys, and through the lungs. So everything that helps improve that detoxification will be wonderful. The Pitchinger system, which is well known because there are many talks about it on the internet, is like, in the end, if all these systems are blocked due to an excess of toxicity, my cell, which is what you see there, the one at the bottom, ends up completely intoxicated. Because a cell does not mutate just like that. I mean, we can have genetics, but when it is subjected all day to a toxic, acidic environment and lacking nutrients, because we are intoxicated and nutrients do not enter through the intestine. In the end, there is a mutation in the cell. So really, a lot can be done to avoid this, as illness can reach us all. But we must be aware that this is the case, that the cell mutates for a reason. So detoxing is not a trend. Well, something practical and simple, okay? Because we don't have time for more today. 5 foods to avoid, 5 things you need to avoid in your daily life as much as possible, and look for alternatives. Refined sugar, we don't need sugar, we need carbohydrates, and our body produces glucose from carbohydrates for the cells to function. No, if sugar, well, a little bit of sugar is needed. We don't need the sugar from fruits, cereals, or legumes. We need to avoid refined sugar. Stevia, rice molasses, agave syrup. Well, there are more natural alternatives we can use to sweeten because we all crave something sweet from time to time. Refined flours, I've already talked about that. Wheat, on one hand, let's not abuse wheat too much. It's inflammatory, and always eat whole grain. All whole grain, which nourishes us much more. Animal fat, I'm not talking about fish fat, which is good. I should have referred to meat fat instead, right? Because in the end, fish is also an animal. Bacon, lard, butter are pro-inflammatory fats. They contain arachidonic acid, which is a fat that inflames us. So let's eat meat, but lean cuts. And if I eat good ham and it's acorn-fed Iberian, since it's fed with acorns, you should know that it's more polyunsaturated. That's why the oil, the bacon, well, it's oilier. It's more polyunsaturated. It's not the same as the firm, saturated bacon, which is what we need to avoid, compared to the oilier one. So even within animal fats, there are different types of fats. Vegetable oils, not sunflower oil, which is wonderful, but corn oil. Not olive oil, forgive me, which is wonderful, but corn, sunflower, or palm oil. And additives as much as possible. I recently gave a talk about this. Not all additives are toxic and terrible. There are some that are natural, but there are others that are. So, well, the fewer additives there are, the better. 5 foods that I have to include in my daily life, in my diet, or try during the week. I have listed 5. There are 1,000 anti-inflammatory foods. I had to make a selection of 5, and I didn't know what to include because I could mention berries and many other fruits, papaya, pineapple, but it is true that berries are very rich in antioxidants. 2001, the green leafy vegetables or all green vegetables like broccoli. As I said, olive oil, the liquid gold of our culinary culture, is the oil we should consume daily. Nuts, turmeric, ginger. And how can we consume them? Well, for example, berries can be included in breakfast. This is a super nutritious breakfast because it includes nuts, berries, coconut, and a bunch of things that we will talk about in the cooking course in 2001. How to include green leafy vegetables or, well, whenever we can, raw, because in the end, consuming them raw prevents them from losing vitamins and helps maintain all their antioxidants. We can certainly have cooked vegetables, but we will complement the meal with a little green salad, and green can also be broccoli. Steamed broccoli, just a little, is also delicious as it is crunchy and retains all its properties. Of course, the yellow condiment, which is olive oil. One way to consume antioxidants is to have a colorful diet. Notice how easy it is to include many colors, a salad of 1,000 colors, as each color represents different substances that provide antioxidants. All of them are snacks, nuts, and truly nuts do not make you gain weight. Well, if I eat 200 g, of course I eat everything. But having a handful of almonds in the afternoon curbs my hunger, provides me with magnesium, calcium, iron, omega-3, nourishes me a lot, and does not add many calories, or the calories it adds are good. An orange dinner, well, the cream with turmeric, which is known for its health benefits and is often used in various dishes to enhance flavor and color. You can add turmeric to vegetable creams, for example, the beta-carotenes, which are the antioxidants that give orange or red color to vegetables, such as carrots and sweet potatoes. These beta-carotenes are found in many fruits and vegetables and are crucial for maintaining healthy skin, especially during the sunny summer months. They also play a significant role in reducing inflammation.